Welcome back to your channel, Top Coin. Have you ever come across a 1974 United States quarter and just tossed it in your change jar thinking it's only worth 25 cents? What if I told you that the very coin sitting in your pocket might be worth way more than just a quarter? In fact, certain 1974 Washington quarters have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars at auctions and private sales. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and undervalued coins in American history, the 1974 quarter-dollar coin. In this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know about this coin, its historical background, how to identify rare errors, what makes it valuable, and the current market price if you're lucky enough to have one. So stick around till the end, because what you're about to learn could turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary find. Let's jump right in. The 1974 Washington quarter is part of a long-standing series that started back in 1932. That's when the U.S. Mint introduced the Washington quarter to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Now, fast forward to 1974, a year marked by economic uncertainty, political turmoil, and yes, some very interesting things happening at the U.S. Mint. The quarter produced that year might look ordinary at first glance. It features the classic portrait of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan, and the eagle on the reverse, symbolizing American strength and freedom. But 1974 wasn't just another year in coin production. It was the calm before the storm, as the following year, 1975, would see the U.S. Mint stop producing coins with traditional dates to prepare for the nation's bicentennial celebration in 1976. So what makes the 1974 quarter stand out? Let's get into that. In 1974, quarters were minted at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver. Marked with a D, San Francisco, marked with an S. Now here's the breakdown. The Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 801 million quarters. The Denver Mint struck around 353 million. The San Francisco Mint only produced proof coins, mainly for collectors, totaling just over 2.6 million. While these numbers might seem huge, it's not just about how many were made, it's about how many survived in pristine condition and what kinds of errors or varieties occurred during the minting process. And that brings us to one of the most exciting parts of this video. This is where collectors' hearts start racing. The 1974 quarter has a number of valuable error coins and rare variants that are highly sought after in the coin collecting world. Let's go through a few of the most valuable and interesting ones. Double die obverse, DDO. This is one of the most dramatic and valuable errors you can find. In a DDO, the die that stamps the coin has been improperly made, causing the details, especially in the word Liberty, the date 1974, and In God We Trust, to appear doubled. This can add hundreds or even thousands of dollars to the coin's value, depending on condition and visibility. Off-center strike. If a coin is not properly aligned during striking, part of the design may be missing. A 10% to 50% off-center strike can drastically increase a coin's value. The more dramatic the error, the more valuable it becomes. Clipped planchet error. This occurs when the blank piece of metal, called a planchet, used to make the coin is improperly cut, resulting in a bite missing from the coin. These are quite rare and very collectible. Wrong planchet error. One of the most elusive errors. This happens when a quarter is mistakenly struck on the wrong type of metal blank. Imagine finding a 1974 quarter struck on a nickel or a penny planchet. These are exceptionally rare and can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. Proof errors from the San Francisco Mint. Even the proof coins from San Francisco have their own unique value. A perfect PR70 deep cameo coin, meaning flawless under magnification, can be worth hundreds on its own, but any error-proof coins from this mint are especially rare. You might be wondering, how do I tell if my 1974 quarter is worth money? Here's what to look for. Why heavy checkmark condition? The closer your coin is to mint condition, the more it's worth. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. Anything over MS65 is considered high grade. Coins in mint state with brilliant luster and no wear are much more valuable than circulated ones. White heavy checkmark errors. Check under magnification for signs of doubling, misalignment, or unusual design features. Use a good loupe or digital microscope. White heavy check mark, mint mark, look below Washington's ponytail. D means Denver, S means San Francisco, and no mark means Philadelphia. Error coins can occur at any mint, but some rare ones are more common from specific mints. Y heavy check mark weight. A standard 1974 quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. If your coin weighs significantly more or less, it might be struck on the wrong metal. A major red flag for value. So what are these coins going for today? Green circle, a regular 1974 quarter in circulated condition, is still worth around 25 cents to $1. Green circle, a high-grade mint state, MS65, MS67, coin can range from $10 to $80. Sometimes more depending on eye appeal and toning. Green circle DDO errors have sold for $150 to $1,200 or more, depending on the strength of the doubling. Green circle wrong planchet errors and dramatic off center strikes can reach $500 to $3,000 in top condition. Green circle, a perfect proof coin graded PR70 deep cameo, can be valued at over $150, especially if it's a rare variant or part of a proof set. Prices fluctuate based on market demand, collector interest, and grading, but one thing's for sure. This coin is not just spare change. If you think you have a rare 1974 quarter, here's what you can do: get it graded. Companies like PCGS and NGC offer professional grading services. A graded coin is always more trustworthy to buyers. Sell on auction platforms, eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections are great places to sell high-value coins. Visit coin shows and dealers. Many local and national coin shows have experts who can give you an appraisal on the spot. And if you're a buyer, these same platforms are gold mines for rare finds. But always check seller ratings and request detailed photos or certification. So the next time you're about to toss a quarter into a vending machine or hand one over as change, take a second look. Because that 1974 quarter could be the jackpot you never knew you had. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1974 quarter and want to see more videos on coin collecting, valuable US coins, and how to spot rare treasures in your everyday change, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you want me to cover another coin in the next video. Today, we're uncovering the fascinating history and surprising value of a coin you've probably seen 100 times before: the 1979 United States quarter dollar. Yes, that's right. This seemingly ordinary coin could be hiding a small fortune in your pocket, purse, or piggy bank. So buckle up, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes the 1979 quarter so special, how to spot a rare one, and how much it might be worth today on the collector's market. Let's get started. Let's begin with a bit of history. The 1979 United States quarter is part of the long-running Washington quarter series, first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. This coin has remained an American icon ever since. By 1979, the Washington quarter had already gone through a few major transitions. Most importantly, in 1965, the U.S. Mint stopped using silver in quarters and switched to a clad composition of copper and nickel. So, by the time we reached 1979, the quarter was being struck in the modern, sandwich, style we see today, with a copper core and nickel outer layers. The design remained the same as before. The obverse features a bold portrait of George Washington facing left, with the words, "Liberty," above, and "In God We Trust," on the left side. The reverse features the majestic heraldic eagle perched on a bundle of arrows above two olive branches. Surrounding the top, the coin reads, "United States of America," and at the bottom, "Quarter dollar." But here's where it gets interesting. Not all 1979 quarters are created equal. Some are just everyday pocket change. Others? They can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their condition, mint mark, and a few other surprising factors. In 1979, quarters were struck at 3 different U.S. mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each one of these mints left a tiny mark on the coin that tells us where it was made. Coins from Philadelphia carry no mint mark. Coins from Denver carry a D mint mark, located to the right of Washington's ponytail. And coins from San Francisco carry an S mint mark. Now, here's a key detail for collectors. Not all S mint coins are meant for circulation. In fact, many of the coins from San Francisco in 1979 were actually proof coins, specially made for collectors, with a mirror-like finish and incredible detail. We'll get to those in just a moment. Let's talk about the money. The real value of the 1979 quarter comes into play when we consider rare varieties and errors. One of the most notable versions is the 1979 S-proof quarter, Type 2. This version has a clear, well-defined S mint mark, compared to the Type 1, which has a more blurry or blob-like S. The Type 2 is significantly rarer and highly prized among collectors. So how can you tell the difference? You'll need a magnifying glass or a coin microscope, but once you've seen a Type 2, you'll know it. It's sharp, clean, and distinct. And in perfect proof condition, these coins can fetch over $100, sometimes more depending on the grade and demand. Another thing to watch for are mint errors. These can skyrocket the value of a coin. For example, double die obverse, where elements like the date or the word Liberty appear doubled. Off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing due to misalignment. Clipped planchets, where a section of the coin's edge is missing from the blank not being fully cut. Some of these errors can boost a 1979 quarter's value to several hundred or even thousands of dollars. So check your change carefully. You never know what hidden gem you might find. So, let's talk about current market values. As of 2025, here's what collectors are paying for different types of 1979 quarters, depending on condition and rarity. Regular 1979 P or D quarters in circulated condition are typically worth face value, or maybe 25 to 50 cents to a hobbyist. Uncirculated 1979 P or D quarters, especially those graded MS65 or higher, can be worth $5 to $25, sometimes more if particularly flawless. 1979 S-Type 1 proofs are common and usually sell for $3 to $8. 1979 S-Type 2 proofs, in top condition, can fetch between $75 and $200, especially when graded PR69 or PR70 by professional grading companies. Error coins like double dies or off-center strikes can command anywhere from $50 to $1,000 or more, depending on the severity and demand. The demand for vintage and collectible coins has seen a resurgence in recent years, with many collectors and investors turning to coins as a hedge against inflation and as a tangible piece of American history. Coins like the 1979 quarter are a perfect entry point for new collectors and a smart focus for seasoned numismatists. Want to know if your 1979 quarter is worth anything? Here's what to do. Look at the mint mark. Remember, S means proof, possibly valuable. No mark, or a D, means you still need to check condition. Check for errors. Any unusual doubling, off-center strike, or misshapen edges? That could be big money. Examine the condition. Coins with no scratches, luster intact, and minimal wear are always worth more. Uncirculated coins and proofs should be handled with gloves or tweezers. Consider grading. If you think your coin is in top condition, it may be worth getting it graded by a reputable company like PCGS or NGC. A coin graded MS67 or higher, or a proof graded PR70, can dramatically increase in value. Store it safely. Use a hard plastic coin holder, airtight case, or slab to protect your coin from dust, oils, and scratches. Sell or appraise wisely. eBay, heritage auctions, or local coin dealers are great places to start. Always compare listings, and don't rush your sale if you think you've got something special. So there you have it, the 1979 quarter dollar. It may look ordinary, but its history is rich, its variations are fascinating, and its value could surprise you. Whether it's a rare proof, a valuable era coin, or just a beautifully preserved example of American coinage, it's worth taking a closer look at every coin you come across. Who knows, you might be holding on to a hidden treasure worth far more than 25 cents. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, leave a comment below telling us what coin you want us to feature next. and subscribe for more amazing numismatic content every week. And don't forget, check your change, because your next big payday might just be hiding in your pocket. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy hunting! If you've ever emptied your change jar and wondered if one of those old coins might be worth more than face value, then today's video is just for you. Today, we're talking about one of the most overlooked yet potentially valuable coins circulating in the United States, the 1987 $quarter coin. Yes, you heard that right. That seemingly ordinary 25-cent piece from 1987 could be worth a whole lot more than you think, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for. We'll dive into the history of the 1987 quarter, what makes some of them extremely valuable, the mint marks that matter, rare errors collectors go crazy for, and finally, the current market value and how you can sell yours if you're lucky enough to own a gem.so. Grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's go treasure hunting. To understand why the 1987 quarter can be valuable, we first need to understand a bit about its origin and place in U.S. coin history. The 1987 quarter is part of the Washington Quarter series, which began back in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design features Washington's profile on the obverse, or front, of the coin, a powerful and iconic image that has remained largely unchanged for decades. The reverse side in 1987 still carried the classic eagle design, wings spread wide, standing on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath. It's a symbol of strength and peace. This was before the state quarters program, which didn't begin until 1999. The 1987 quarters were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each with different characteristics and potential values. And here's a key detail. There were no mint sets sold to the public in 1987, making this year unique in modern coin history. That shortage has led to stronger interest from collectors in high-grade examples from this year. Let's talk about mint marks. These little letters on a coin tell you where it was made, and they can make a big difference in value. A 1987 quarter with no mint mark was minted in Philadelphia. These are the most common, but even they can be valuable under the right conditions. A 1987 D quarter comes from Denver, and again, it's relatively common, but condition and errors make all the difference. Then there's the 1987 S, which was minted in San Francisco. These were only made as proof coins, and they were not released into general circulation. They're known for their mirror-like finish and are usually found in coin sets, though sometimes they show up in pocket change if someone broke a set. What makes the 1987 S especially interesting is that it's only available in proof form, and that makes it highly collectible, especially in pristine condition. Now here's where things get really exciting. Error coins are like winning the coin lottery. They are mistakes that occur during the minting process and can turn an ordinary coin into a treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Some known errors on the 1987 quarter include off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned with the coin blank, double dies, especially on the obverse where Washington's profile or the lettering is duplicated slightly, clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin appears cut or missing, wrong planchet errors, where the quarter is struck on the wrong metal blank, for instance, on a dime blank or a foreign coin planchet. Collectors pay a premium for these mistakes because they are rare and unique. Some error coins from 1987 have sold for hundreds, and in high-grade uncirculated or mint condition, prices have soared over $1,000 or more depending on rarity and visibility of the error. Even without errors, a 1987 quarter can still be valuable based on one thing: condition. Coin collectors use a system called the Sheldon scale, which ranges from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A 1987 quarter pulled straight from circulation may grade around very fine, VF20, or extremely fine, EF40, and might be worth a few cents to a couple of dollars. But if you find one in mint state, say, MS65 or higher, especially one that's never been used and has no scratches, discoloration, or nicks, then you're in serious collector territory. In MS67 or MS68, prices can jump significantly. For example, a A 1987 D quarter in MS67 condition has sold at auction for over $500, and some examples with rare characteristics have topped $1,000. Let's revisit the 1987 S-proof quarter for a moment. These coins were struck with special care using polished dies and planchets. The result? A deep mirror finish with frosted details. They're gorgeous to look at and highly collectible. In Proof 69 or Proof 70, which are nearly flawless grades, these coins can fetch between $10 and $50. But if they feature a cameo or deep cameo contrast, and are certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC, their value can climb much higher. These aren't typically found in circulation, but keep an eye out in estate sales, auctions, or coin shows. You never know when someone might be selling a full 1987 proof set at a bargain price. So, what's the 1987 quarter worth today? Here's a quick overview of the average current market value as of this year. 1987 P quarter, Philadelphia, circulated, 25 cents to $1 mint state, MS65 plus $10 to $50 with major errors, up to $1,000 plus 1987 D quarter, Denver, circulated, 25 cents to $1 mint state, MS65 plus $15 to $75 with rare errors or MS67 plus, $500 plus 1987 S quarter, San Francisco, proof, standard proof, $3 to $10 deep cameo. Proof 70, $50 to $150 ultra rare errors or double dies. Much higher if you think you've got a valuable 1987 quarter. What should you do? Don't clean it. Ever. Cleaning a coin damages its surface and destroys its value. Get it graded. Services like PCGS or NGC are industry leaders. A professionally graded coin can fetch significantly more money at auction or online. Do your research. Check sites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Great Collections to see what similar coins are selling for. And finally, sell smart. Use platforms that attract serious collectors. Auctions, certified dealers, and coin shows can all yield better prices than casual marketplaces. So there you have it. The 1987 quarter is more than just pocket change. It's a piece of American history, a collector's item, and in some cases, a hidden treasure. Whether it's a rare error, a flawless proof, or just a pristine mint-state example, the 1987 quarter proves that sometimes the most ordinary-looking things can have extraordinary value. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to see more videos about valuable coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Drop a comment below and let me know, have you checked your quarters lately? Maybe you've got a small fortune sitting in your change jar. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting, and keep hunting. Today's journey takes us deep into the world of United States currency, where we'll uncover the hidden value of a seemingly ordinary coin, the 1998 United States quarter dollar. Yes, you heard that right. That simple quarter lying in your change jar, tossed on your nightstand, or buried in your car's cup holder could be worth a lot more than just 25 cents. In fact, under the right conditions, the 1998 quarter could fetch you hundreds, even thousands of dollars. So before you go spending that coin at the vending machine, let's explore its hidden secrets, its fascinating history, its rare varieties, and most importantly, how much it could be worth in today's red-hot collector's market. Stay with me until the end. You won't believe what some of these quarters are selling for right now. Let's go back to 1998. The internet was still in its early stages. Titanic had just won big at the Oscars, and gas prices were around $1 a gallon. But in the world of numismatics, that's coin collecting for the uninitiated, something important was happening. 1998 marked the final year of the Washington quarter's traditional reverse design before the U.S. Mint introduced the wildly popular 50-state quarters program in 1999. This makes the 1998 Washington quarter historically significant. It was the end of an era, the last time the familiar eagle reverse design, which had been in use since 1932, would appear in general circulation. Designed by John Flanagan, the obverse features a portrait of George Washington, stoic and noble, based on the bust sculpted by French artist Jean-Antoine Houdin. The reverse? A proud American eagle with wings spread, perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness for defense, framed by olive branches for peace. In 1998, the U.S. Mint produced quarters at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia quarters bear no mint mark. Denver quarters are marked with a bold D. And San Francisco? That's where it gets exciting. Quarters from San Francisco carry an S mint mark, and they're not just your average coins. Most were proof strikes. Proof coins are struck multiple times on specially polished dies to produce a sharp, mirror-like finish with incredible detail. These coins were not intended for circulation but rather for collectors, which makes them highly desirable today, especially in pristine, untouched condition. Now let's talk treasure. Not every 1998 quarter is worth a fortune, but some are. Here's what you need to look for. First, the 1998 S silver proof quarter. While most quarters are made from a copper-nickel clad, a small number of San Francisco proof quarters were struck in 90% silver. If you have one of these in your possession, it could be worth $10 to $30 in average condition, but in a flawless PR70 deep cameo grade, you might be looking at $100 or more. These silver proofs were only included in special collector sets and never meant to be spent. Next, keep an eye out for errors and misstrikes. A 1998 quarter with a double die obverse, where the image and lettering appear slightly doubled, can fetch serious cash. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or missing clad layers also attract collector interest. One well-documented off-center 1998 quarter sold for over $200 on a major auction site. Even small, hard-to-notice minting errors can dramatically raise the value of your coin. Why? Because collectors love uniqueness. The rarer and more unusual the flaw, the higher the price. Let's talk numbers. The standard 1998P or 1998D Washington quarter in circulated condition is still only worth face value, 25 cents. But in uncirculated condition, with a high mint state grade such as MS65 or higher, those same coins can be worth anywhere from $5 to $30, depending on the market. But that's not all. A pristine MS67 or MS68 graded coin from a reputable service like PCGS or NGC can easily command $200, $300, or even $500, especially if the coin is particularly well struck, has no contact marks, and boasts strong eye appeal. Silver proofs from San Francisco? In original government packaging or certified high grade, you're looking at $50 to $150. With ultra-rare perfect grades sometimes going for over $300. Collectors are increasingly paying premium prices for these coins, not just for their historical significance, but because of the growing interest in transitional year coins, proofs, and era varieties. As coin collecting becomes more mainstream, and as more people turn their attention to coins from the late 20th century, the value of rare 1998 quarters continues to climb. So how do you know if your 1998 quarter is a hidden gem or just regular pocket change? First, grab a magnifying glass and examine your coin carefully. Check the date and the mint mark. Look for unusual features, doubling, unusual textures, off-centering, discoloration, or anything that looks out of the ordinary. Next, check the condition. Coins with no scratches, dings, or wear are considered higher grade and more valuable. If you think you've found something special, consider submitting it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Professional grading gives your coin legitimacy and often increases its value dramatically in the marketplace. And of course, stay up to date with recent auction results. Sites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Great Collections regularly feature 1998 quarters with impressive hammer prices. The 1998 United States quarter dollar is more than just a piece of change. It's a snapshot of American history, the closing chapter of a classic design, and a possible treasure trove waiting to be discovered. Whether you're a seasoned collector, a hobbyist, or just someone curious about the coins in your pocket, checking your 1998 quarters could lead to a surprising discovery. And who knows, You might just find a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars hiding in plain sight. So before you spend that 1998 quarter, flip it over, give it a second look, and maybe even a third. That simple coin might be more valuable than you ever imagined. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss another deep dive into rare coins and hidden treasures. Got a 1998 quarter with a story? Share it in the comments below. We'd love to hear about your finds. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting!